welcome back to BeyondMilestones podcast. It's your host, Daniela Owusu. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I'm so glad that you guys decided to tune in for the podcast for today. Today, we are rounding out our series, Becoming Your Best Investment, and we are talking about grace. So, throughout the series, we've talked about acceptance, accepting ourselves for who we are and what our circumstances are. Then, we talked about our mind and our bodies and how important it is to take time in investing in our minds and bodies. Then we talked about our soul and how important that is. And today we are going to talk about giving ourselves grace, the fact that we all deserve grace where we are. And grace kind of gives us hope for what is to come. And so I'm really excited about this episode. I'm sad to be closing out the series because I just loved it so much and I've learned so much about myself. And I hope that you guys have learned a lot about yourselves too with this series. Like, this has truly been one of my favorite kind of segments on the podcast. And so I'm super grateful for it and I'm super grateful for you all. Before we get into today's episode, I would love to continue to grow our podcast community. And if you would like to be a part of that, you can follow the podcast on Instagram or TikTok. Just engage, be a part of the community. I've been having a lot of fun on those platforms. And so I hope that you guys are able to see those things, engage with them. There's lots of prompts and affirmations from this specific series that I think are really helpful. So if you're looking for something like that, be sure to check those out on Instagram. But yeah, so let's get into the episode. So, this whole entire series has been becoming your best investment. And there are so many aspects to becoming your best investment, and we've touched on them. But I feel like if you are not patient with yourself, if you are not giving yourself grace throughout this entire process, it can really get a lot harder than it needs to be. I think that the self growth world can be very challenging to navigate. And it's easy to become really, really hard on ourselves because we think that we're not hitting these goals and we think that we're not doing enough. But just showing up for ourselves is enough. Just showing up to that workout or showing up for that friend or setting that boundary, like all those things are helping us become our best investment because we are taking that step. We are taking that initial push to become better than we were the day before or we were last year. And so I want to say that becoming your best investment really does start with grace and not pressure. And I know that in every single episode, I've been like, becoming your best investment starts with acceptance, and becoming your best investment starts with taking care of your mind, body, and soul. And all of the topics that we've talked about are like the starter package for becoming your best investment. I think that we are so focused sometimes on becoming this person that we forget to love the current version of ourselves. And so, although this entire series, Becoming Your Best Investment, is so important and it's important to look ahead and look for what is to come, we still have to live with who we are today and who we are right now and the problems that we're facing right now and the challenges that we're facing right now. And so, if we, one, accept that, like episode one, if we, two, look at how our minds and bodies are reacting to this. And then three, take care of our soul throughout this. And four, lastly, give ourselves grace. We are right where we need to be. We've accepted it and we're working through it so that we can grow at the end of it. So I urge you to realize that you do need to love the current version of yourself, regardless of how much you want to grow. You are already worthy right now, just as you are. And self growth doesn't have to be this hard fight, it can just be this beautiful gift that comes at the end of taking care of yourself, that comes at the end of patting yourself on the back and being like, I did that. I ate today. Like, we're killing it. And so I hope that this series has inspired you to see yourself as someone worthy of putting time and effort into, because we're all worthy of time and effort. And it's just up to you to kind of dig into that. Something that I want you guys to do is to take a piece of paper and write down what you know that you deserve. So it could be like, I deserve amazing friends. I deserve rest. I deserve joy. I deserve love. Write down what you think that you deserve. And it may feel weird or dumb or like, oh, like, why am I writing that? Whatever comes to mind, just write it down, because a lot of the times when we're doing stuff like this, it's different voices in our head. Maybe it's like a parent or like a friend that was mean to you, kind of telling you like, oh, why would you put that? No, if it comes to your mind, put it down, because that's something that you're thinking about. It's something that's on your heart. And so You're gonna take out that piece of paper, you're gonna write down like, I deserve love, I deserve friendship, I deserve adventure, whatever it is. Maybe try to pick like 10 things that you deserve. And I want you to put that on somewhere that you're going to see. So, like maybe your bathroom mirror, or if you have like a whiteboard in your room or above your desk, like somewhere where you're going to see that. Maybe you could take a screenshot or a picture of it and put it as your wallpaper. Whatever you can do so that you're seeing this thing every day or just every night before you go to bed, wherever you can see it, put it there. Because in this way, you are creating your own standard. You are creating what you know that you deserve. And so the people that don't fit those boundaries that you're setting, the people that are crossing that line, the things that you do, like the behaviors that you're doing that take you away from what you actually deserve, you are able to be like, wait a second, that's not my standard. I need to not do that. Those people are breaking those boundaries. I need to set another one. You're kind of working on yourself and you're kind of creating that gold standard of who you want to be, what you deserve, what you know is you. And then you're able to weed out all the other things that don't align with that. So I think that's why that matters. I really truly believe that you cannot pour into yourself if you don't even believe that you're worthy of the cup. If you don't even feel like you're worthy of being poured into, if you don't even feel like you're worthy of investing into. So, naming your needs is the first step in starting to move towards that. And when you write those things down, and these things are maybe behaviors, maybe right next to them, like, what are you doing right now that's maybe not kind of getting you to where you want to go, and kind of notice it. You don't have to do anything right now. You don't have to take any actions right now, but just notice it and be like, hey, like, like what am I doing that is hindering me from knowing that I deserve this? And just start to think about it maybe for the next couple of weeks. Just think about what you deserve and maybe how you're acting or what you're letting or who you're letting into your life. And just kind of notice it, see where you're at, and maybe in a couple weeks you're like, I'm ready to take action. But don't force yourself to do something that you're not ready to do, because I think that specifically with what you deserve, a lot of the times we are just moving through life, going through the motions. We're moving through life thinking that we are getting what we deserve. We're kind of moving in a self-sabotage kind of way, or we're letting people walk all over us because we just think that we deserve that. And in reality, we don't deserve those things, but we are treating ourselves that like we deserve that. And so if you are someone that doesn't even know what you deserve before you write down these things on this paper, doing all these things, taking that immediate action is going to be like a shock to your system. It's going to be really hard. And so I urge you to just look at that, kind of think through it, and take time. Maybe pick one thing to work on every month or so, or every year. Like, this doesn't need to be a quick, fast thing. I think that there's something beautiful in understanding what needs to change and taking steps to change it, but not like trying to completely fix it all of a sudden. Taking day by day steps, moment by moment steps, year by year steps can make a world of a difference than just trying to attack this entire list all at once, and then things are just continually falling apart. In the same vein, I want to talk about the fact that we're all works of art. We're all masterpieces. We are all these beautiful, just human beings that have been placed on this earth to go forth and do random activities and live out our purposes and just live our best lives and thrive. And I think we lose sight of that sometimes because we get so bogged down on what's in front of us and what we have to do next and all this stuff. And it's like, wait a second, like, I am actually a beautiful human being that God took so much time to craft and place on this earth. And I deserve love and I deserve all these beautiful things. I deserve to take care of myself. And once you realize all of that, that you are a work of art, you know that works of art don't rush to be completed. They evolve, they grow, they get messy, they take time, just like a plant, like that whole like plants and flowers, they take time to grow, they take time to bloom. But these plants and these flowers, they're nurtured. I was at work the other day and this older lady was talking to me about how she grows onions and how she grows tomato plants. And she was like, yeah, so for the first 3 weeks, like specifically for like tomato plants and stuff, she's like, they're in the house so that I can watch them and like do this. So that's like the first couple weeks. And the second week, I take them outside, but they're covered, they're kind of in the shelter for another couple weeks. And then when I finally feel like they're ready to be outside in the ground exposed to the elements, that's when I put them there. And I was like, wow, these plants, she is nurturing them, taking them from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. They're growing with her, and she's taking her time, and she's making sure that they're ready to be placed into the ground. And so in a way, I feel like that's how we should be taking care of ourselves with this whole growth process, and giving ourselves grace is like noticing is step 1. Step 2 is making small day-to-day changes. Step 3 is kind of embodying those changes, embracing those changes. And we're just going to keep going and keep evolving and keep becoming. And then at one point in our lives, we're going to turn around and realize like, whoa, I have grown so much. I don't even remember who I was last year. And so I feel like that's such a beautiful part of self-growth. But you cannot do all that if you're not giving yourself grace throughout the process, if you're not being patient with yourself. If you mess up, that's okay. We all mess up. We're not perfect. Try again. As long as you are getting back up again and trying again, owning your mistakes and knowing like, hey, I did that wrong. But you know what? Guess what I get to do? I get the chance to start over. I get the chance to try again. I get the chance to make amends. Like whatever it is, just know, like own it and be like, yes, I can do this, and then make that change. If you don't own it and you just beat yourself up, you're going to beat yourself into the ground, into a hole, and that's hard to get out of. So I think a huge part of self-growth is that grace aspect where you're like, I messed up, but that's okay. I still have another chance to make this up. I got a terrible grade in this class, but that's okay. I can retake it. And just keep reminding yourself like there are chances to keep getting better. As long as there's a chance to keep getting better, you're still winning, you're still killing it. So don't bog yourself down, because I think that if you remove grace from this whole thing, it's not going to be possible to grow. You're literally just like forcing yourself into this new person, and you're going to hate yourself when you become that new person. You're going to be like, why did I spend so much time being so angry at myself? And yes, I'm at this goal, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't get to pat myself on the back for it. I didn't get to look around in the middle of it and be like, wow, like I'm kind of getting there. You didn't get to do any of that. And so I think that letting ourselves be in the process, giving ourselves grace as if we were like talking to a friend or someone that we really care about, and just being patient with them and forgiving with them. If we do that to ourselves, we are doing ourselves a huge service, a huge, huge, huge service. Recently, a couple of people have told me to do this, and I think it's crazy that many people are telling me the exact same thing, but it's writing either yourself a letter or doing a voice note or making a video of yourself when you're at your best, when you are like, maybe it's like the best day you've had in a long time. Taking like 5 minutes to write yourself a letter, a note, or make a voice message or a video, and just being an inspiration to yourself. Literally like being a TED Talk motivational video to yourself, being like, today was an amazing day, and if you're watching this and you're having a bad day, like I promise you things will get better because of this, and maybe talk about like how you're feeling in that day, or what did you do differently that day, or inspiring yourself to be like, what is one small thing that you can do to invest in yourself with love when you actually love yourself? So like answering those questions during the voice note or the video, or just hyping yourself up. I watched this TikTok, and this girl, before she took this like really big board exam for medical school, she took a video of herself being like, you ate, no matter what happens, you went in there and you did that, you tried your best. And she was just hyping herself up. And when she was done, she watched that back, and she knew that she was going to feel like just sad and stuff, but she watched that video back and she was like, yes, like I did that, I'm amazing. And so you need to do that for your life, and I have yet to do it. And I don't know, I thought it'd be cool to just like bring that in and tell you guys about it, because I thought it was really cool and definitely something I will be doing. But I don't know. I'm just so grateful that we were able to kind of dig into why we deserve better and becoming our best investment. A quote for this week that I really thought kind of tied everything together is give yourself grace for how far you've come and hope for where you're going. And that's by Morgan Harper Nichols. I think that you need to give yourself the permission to fail, the permission to mess up, the permission to say the wrong thing, to do the wrong thing. Just give yourself permission, because we don't need to be perfect to be enough. We already are enough. Jesus died for us, knowing some of us would never, ever come back to him, but he loved us anyways. And so we are enough already. I urge you to realize your worth, to realize that you are worth investing in. You are worth that extra workout this week. You are worth the 10 minutes of silence. You are worth regulating your nervous system. You are worth making a beautiful meal for. You are worth going on a 30-minute walk for. Like, you are worthy of that. You are worthy of beautiful friends that uplift you. You are worthy of relationships that inspire you. You are worthy of a job that fills your cup. You are so worthy of all these amazing things. And I hope that you never lose sight of that. Once again, I truly believe that in order to know that you are worth investing in, is you have to know yourself. For so long, I did not really know who I was, and I didn't really care. I just did things to do them. And once I started journaling more and I started having conversations and I started just trying to invest time and energy into the woman that I want to be, I started to learn who I was, what bothered me, what brings me joy, what excites me. I've learned new hobbies that I like to do. I've learned new coping strategies that really help me when I'm stressed. I have started to love myself a lot more, but that took trial and error, and I'm still in that process. We all are. I don't think that anyone will ever graduate from this process, but day by day I've started to notice that I am growing, and I know that if you start to invest in yourself day by day, you're going to start to notice that you're growing as a person and you've come so far. So you are so worthy of investing in. Invest your time and energy into yourself, because it's not selfish, it's not anything. It's just an act of love towards yourself. And so I hope that this series really left you feeling inspired. I hope that you guys just start taking care of yourself. I hope that you honor who you are and just like be so grateful for where you are and so grateful for where God has brought you, because you have really truly come so far. Just listening to this, like listening to the end of this episode, if you've got all the way here, like you're like, like I know that I deserve love and I know that I'm worthy of this. And so I hope that you just show up for yourself this week and always. I really hope that you know that you are worthy of investing in and you deserve all these beautiful things that are coming your way. But in order to truly, truly, truly embrace that, you do need to give yourself grace throughout this entire self-growth process. And so much love, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for going along this journey of becoming your best investment with me. I just really hope that it was a blessing to you guys as it was a blessing to me. But new episodes are coming. They're just gonna be not all becoming your best investment, but I'm really excited for moving past this series, but I'm so grateful for what it was. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram or TikTok and share this podcast episode with a friend that you think needs to know how much they matter and how worthy they are. Bye, guys.